Hey everyone, it seems my last video is doing really well and a lot of you seem to enjoy it. There was a lot of different comments saying how good the video was, but I think this one sums it up perfectly. So today, I decided I should review another forgotten Cars game, Cars the Videogame on the PSP. Very few videos have been made about this game, so let's see if it's really worth playing. The game starts out with lightning and everyone from Radiator Springs having a race on a figure-8 circuit. Right as McQueen takes the lead and is about to finish, he has to stop because the tuners are blocking the road. Lightning asks them to move, but the tuners refuse and tell him that they'll tear up Radiator Springs. Lightning then challenges them to a series of races. If the tuners win, they get to stay, but if McQueen and his friends win, they will have to leave town. The game's structure is pretty straightforward from here. You have to win an event to move on to the next one, and eventually get to race a tuner in a one-on-one race. In each race, you can choose whichever character you want, instead of always being McQueen. Each character controls a bit differently, so trying them all is a good way to find out who you like best. It also works with the story since everyone was involved with challenging the tuners. This game was mainly developed by a company called Locomotive Games, which was owned by THQ at the time. This company also worked on the Ratatouille PSP game, and a variety of other older games under a different name, Pacific Coast Power and Light. Sadly, the company was closed in 2008, which could explain why we didn't get a PSP version of Cars Maternational, but at least they were able to bring the original Cars game onto this handheld. This game's controls are pretty much what you would expect. You can jump, drift, and use boost, just like in the console game. The steering seems tighter than the console version, and reminds me of the way Cars Maternational controlled. The drifting takes some time to get used to, but can be helpful for tight turns later in the game. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have many cutscenes. Most of them consist of the tuners talking to you before and after you race them, and that's about it. The story mode isn't very long either, which I found a bit disappointing. But the game does make up for it with its difficulty. Some of the later races in this game took me a while to beat, and you can't move on to the next event until you get first place. This was probably to increase the playtime of the game since it's so short, but it still manages to be enjoyable at the same time. A really good aspect of this game is its really unique tracks. Some of the tracks include Frank's Field, the Interstate, a train yard, a bowling alley, and many more. Each track has some kind of surprise to look forward to. Like in Frank's Field, you have to avoid Frank, or in the bowling alley, you can actually knock down the pins. This game really keeps you guessing, and it's fun to see what each track has to offer. This game also includes music from the console version of the game, which is really fitting and works well with most of the tracks. The game also has other modes including Grand Prix, where you race on 4 tracks and try to get the most points, Time Trial, where you race for the best time, Custom Race, where you can change the number of laps and characters you race against, and Multiplayer if you have 2 PSPs, each with a copy of the game. While I enjoyed this game, I still feel a bit disappointed with what it had to offer. While it's a great racing game, the story wasn't as involved as I would have hoped. The PSP was able to handle an entire GTA game, so I was hoping this game could have had some kind of open world similar to the console game. This game feels like a racing game that could have worked well on the DS. Another thing to mention is that the Game Boy Advance version of this game has very similar boost pads to the PSP version of the game. In the end, I enjoyed playing through this handheld Cars game. While it wasn't everything that I had hoped for, it still managed to be a fun racing game on the go. If you're curious or interested in playing this game, I would recommend it. The game gives you a Cars story that not many people know about, and it even has an unexpected ending that I think any Cars fan would enjoy. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've ever played this game, feel free to share what you thought about it in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.